Hey guys, Zoidbergenstein here with the first of my World of Tanks pub tutorials. For those of you guys who follow me from Planetside, these are going to be very similar to what I did with those videos. For you guys who are watching because of World of Tanks, make sure you go back and take a look at some of those Planetside videos and you can see what there is to expect in the future with a lot of these. So first things first, I'm playing on a map called Malinovka in a 5100. This is a tier 9 match, so you're going to see me load up premium shells. Remember, premium shells can actually be bought with silver. You don't have to spend real money on them. So if you're going to be going up against tanks that may be difficult to pen, they can be a great option for bumping up that score. The AMX 5100 is a heavy tank in the French line with an autoloader. That means that it can unleash ridiculous amounts of damage very quickly, but after you've used all the shells in the magazine, you have a very long reload. So I'm going to try and take advantage of that very high DPS, but slower DPM than other tanks. Now, taking advantage of something like that in World of Tanks is still very similar to how we did in Planetside and other first-person shooters. I have to be mindful of the angles of approach that I'm taking, I have to be mindful of what's shooting me, and most importantly in this game, how I can escape and keep from getting hit myself. When I'm playing this 5100, I have such a fast reload time that I can often get 3 shells off into another tank before they're able to get a second shot on me. So if I can set up an opportunity where I can shoot, I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to trade my 3 shells for 1 shell from another tank. Pushing up to this hill, I'm going to use this windmill to cut off angles that I can be shot from. I try to approach where I know they're going to be coming from, and then I see a 5100. I line up on that 5100 and I take my shot, and I get a lucky track on him. Because I got the first shot and I know that he can't escape unless he uses a repair kit, I'm going to let him take those 2 shots on me, and I'm going to make sure that I put out more damage on him and I get that kill. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I'm using an autoloader, so I've only got 2 shells left in my magazine. I want to try and use them as fast as possible, so I push that tank, I take 1 shot from him, but I get 2 out on him that penetrate for damage. So he hits me once, I hit him twice, and I end up positive on damage in this encounter. The great thing about the 5100 is we're very early in the battle, and I've already taken 6 shots and done damage with 6 shots. The bad thing about the 5100 is once you've used up those 6 shots, you have to reload, and that reload takes 48 seconds. So I'm going to back out of the fight here, and I'm going to reload, and then I'm going to re-engage once I have my reload finished. I don't like this angle down the hill. They have so many heavy tanks down there, and they might have 1 or 2 more sitting back in the bushes that I can't see. I have a feeling that if I look over this hill, I'm going to get shot and I'm going to die, and if I'm dead, I can't put out any more damage. So instead of pushing down this direction, I'm going to move back around and find a shot that I think I'm going to have a better angle from. That ends up being around this windmill in a little depression where I don't think they're going to have a very easy shot on me, and I should be able to shoot them in their retreat. Now, when they're moving like that, they're less accurate than I am, so I can assume that if they have just a little sliver of my turret left, they're going to have to lotto a shot on me. The odds of them hitting that shot are very slim. I look down and I need to decide which target I'm going to hit. That IS-3 is at a great angle for me to pen, so I engage on him and I start damaging him. I get 2 shots at him and he dies, and I see that they have 3 arty up. I should be rolling back and forth, but I don't. Instead, I take that arty hit. Fortunately, I didn't use my repair kit on my damage turret earlier because I thought, maybe I'll get a damage track or a damage gun that I'll need to use it on more, and I am lucky that I have it there so I can instantly repair and move back. After the arty's fired, I see that most of those tanks down there are dead, so I feel comfortable moving up and re-engaging this tank. I take out his track so he can't move, and then I finish him off with a shot to the underbelly. I'm going to continue rolling here because they do have a lot of arty, and I want to make sure that I don't give them a good shot on me. As I see my team advancing down this hill, I have to keep a couple things in mind. Even though we have a massive tank advantage here, we've killed 7 tanks, they've only killed 1. I only have 72 hit points left, so almost anything will kill me. That means that I need to be very careful and let these other heavy tanks take some of the damage, which is why I don't push past them, and I end up turning off to the left. I'm going to take cover in the trees. It can be really tempting in a game like this, when you see your buddy stopping in the middle of a field to shoot something, to stop with them and try and get that free damage in. The problem is, especially when you're playing a tank with armor as light as the 5100, you can be killed so easily by anything, so it's really important that you keep moving to cover. Now, I see that tank, I fire a little bit early because I want to get the kill, and I end up snaking it. Didn't really do a lot of damage to him, but I end up with the kill shot, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to do something here which a lot of people in this game have told me is wrong. I have one shell left in my magazine, and I take an early reload. Now, the reason for that is I have great cover there, and I don't want to find myself in a situation where I wish I had more shells. I would certainly rather take that one shell loss, reload early, and then engage with the full 6 shells. And as you're about to see, it gets me just a little bit of extra damage here. I see some Artie outside. If I had engaged him with one shell and then backed, I wouldn't have been able to finish him off, I wouldn't have gotten that kill, and I wouldn't have done as much damage in total as I do here. As I continue to push through this forest, I want to let other tanks do as much of the spotting for me as possible. As you can see, I've got a medium who's going to be going up, and I'm going to follow and try and kill whatever he spots. I look at what's left, and I see that there are 2 heavy tanks, Artie, and a light tank. One of those heavy tanks gets spotted, and then the Artie takes out my medium. Now, I haven't been playing long enough to really know how long Artie takes to reload. You don't see him in most competition matches anymore, so I'm a little bit worried, and I take those shots a little bit early. You see my 6th sense go off, so I'm really trying to scramble here. I do not want to take any more damage. I end up lining that tank up, I get a shot in on him, I line him up again, I fire again, and I get 4 more shots out. Now, I'm back in another reload situation. I've used all 6 shells, and I've got 48 seconds before I'm ready to go again. One of the few good things about having a 48-second reload time is it gives you a lot of time to plan out what you're going to do. I see that there are 2 tanks left. I don't have an angle on them from this spot. I don't have an angle on the other tank, so I'm going to move up and prepare to engage as soon as that reload hits. I see that heavy tank out in the field. I line him up. I take my time. Someone else takes a shot. I take a shot, and I end up with the kill. Now, as I move to engage this second tank, you're going to see me make a little bit of a mistake. As soon as I see him, I stop and I try and engage because I'm getting greedy for damage here. I should have pushed up past that white building so that I had a longer period of time where I could shoot him. Had I done that, I would have been able to get 2 shots off on him and most likely gotten my 9th kill this round and 300 more damage. When looking at my end of round stats for a 5100, one of the things I concern myself with most is how many penetrations I had compared to how many shots I fired. If you don't have a very high penetration percentage in a 5100, you're probably better off running a tank that shoots once every 10 seconds and can take a little bit more of a beating. In this round, I'm very happy with my 19 shots fired and 19 penetrations. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you're able to learn something from it. And I'm sorry it's not PlanetSide, but my game is still crashing every time I try and play it. But on the bright side, you can expect more YouTube content coming at a more regular interval. I'll primarily be focused on trying to provide some World of Tanks content, but if you guys have any special requests about other games that I might own or I might be interested in getting, definitely let me know and I'll try and get some videos out for those games as well. Don't forget, like and subscribe on YouTube and follow me on Twitter @ZoidBergenstein, and I will see you guys in my next pub tutorial.